We're going to look at how we can find out what type things are today, and also how we can treat something as a different type using something called casting. So I've got a little project set up here. We've got three very trivial classes. We've got a widget class. Widget has a name. We have an advanced widget, which extends widget. It also has a name, obviously, and it has a advancedness integer. And then we have a super advanced widget, which extends an advanced widget, and it has a superiority level in addition to the advancedness and the name. Okay, so we've got widget. Widget is extended by advanced widget, and that is extended by super advanced widget. And the first bit of the code basically creates four widgets, a widget, an advanced widget, and two super advanced widgets, and puts them all into a list of widget. Now, because advanced widgets and super advanced widgets are widgets, they can go into a list of widgets. That's perfectly fine. So that's what's happening there. And then what I'd like to do, what I want my code to do, is to count various different things about the widgets. So I want to count how many advanced widgets I've got. I want to count how many super advanced widgets I've got. I want to know how many widgets are advanced but not super advanced widgets. So if you remember about inheritance, we know that a super advanced widget is an advanced widget because it inherits from advanced widget. And I also want to know I want to work out the average, so I need the sum to do that, but I want to work out the average of the superiority for my two super advanced widgets. Okay. So to do that, I can iterate through my widgets, and I've got a for loop to do that, but I actually need to get counting the various different things that we want. So the first thing I want to do is to count the number of advanced widgets. Okay, well, the first problem is these are all in the array list as a widget. Okay, so we need to be able to work out or to find out whether any given widget inside the loop is an advanced widget. Okay, and the way we can do that is with an if statement, and we can say if widget, and then there is an operator called instance of, and that tells us if this particular widget is an instance of, and then we want to check it against a type. So we can check it against the advanced widget class. So we say if widget instance of advanced widget, okay, which in some cases, if we look at the ones we've got, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one are all advanced widgets, albeit these ones are super advanced widgets. We can then do something with that. So we could increment the count of advanced widgets. So we could say count of advanced widgets plus plus. Okay. Now the first bit of code we've got here, I'll comment this out for now, prints out the count of advanced widgets. So if we run our code now, we should see that we get a print out that should have 3 in it. So let's just execute our code. Okay, so there we go. There are 3 advanced widgets. Okay, so we've counted anything that is an advanced widget. Okay, so similarly, the next thing we want to do is to count the number of super advanced widgets. So I'll uncomment the code out that prints the message out. And we've got the same thing again. We can say if widget instance of super advanced widget. Okay, so this time we're checking if a widget is a super advanced widget. Then we can increment the count of super widgets. Okay, I'm using super and super advanced interchangeably. So when I say super widget, I mean a super advanced widget. Okay, and if I now run that code again, we'll see there are 3 advanced widgets. Okay, so 3 advanced widgets and 2 super advanced widgets. So there are my super advanced widgets. Okay, so all well and good. But what if I want to calculate the number of widgets that are advanced widgets, but they're not super advanced widgets? I don't want to count the ones where they've been inherited. So it's fine if they're an advanced widget, but not if they've been inherited and are a super advanced widget. Okay, and we can do that as well. Now, one way of doing it would be just to do the maths. Okay, but that could be a pain if there was lots of other inherited widgets and we had a much bigger list. So we wanted to check an exact match for type, i.e. not a type that's an inherited type, but an exact match. We could do that also. And the way we do that is we say if widget dot get class, and that will get us the class of that widget. And then we can check that for equality, and we use double equals rather than dot get equals. And we can check that against the advanced widgets class. We can ask the advanced widget for its class. Okay, so this check will check whether any given widget is an advanced class and not necessarily a subclass of advanced widget. So then we can say count of advanced but not super widgets, or I guess count of exactly advanced, something that's not a subtype, and then we can print that out and check if that is working. So we should get a 1 for that because we've only got one advanced widget. Okay, so let's run the code again. There we go, there's one advanced widget that's not a super widget. So the last thing I want to do is I want to get the sum of the superiority of my super advanced widgets. Okay, so this is where things are also a bit more challenging. Okay, so we could go in here, we can say, well, if widget is a super advanced widget, okay, we also want to increment the sum of superiority. Okay, so you might think, well, that's fine. We can just say widget dot and then get superiority. Okay, and you'll notice it's put some code in here with brackets. Okay, so let's just undo that and type it manually and see what problem we get. Okay, so I'm going to say widget dot get superiority, and I want to increment my sum of super advanced widget superiority with this. Okay, and you can see here we've got an error and it's saying cannot resolve method get superiority in widget. Okay, and that's because my widgets are in a list of widget, it only will let me call the methods that belong to the parent type, the widget type. So I can't call, for example, the what's the method on my advanced widget? I can't call get advancedness, and I can't call get superiority. Okay, but you might think, well, hang on a minute, I've checked. I'm in this if statement, so my widget must be a super advanced widget. Okay, and it is. So what we can do is we can say, well, okay, we want this widget to be treated as a super advanced widget, and to do that we use a cast. So I'm going to say super advanced widget. I'll call it super widget for now. And I'm going to say that that's going to be my widget, but it's not just going to let me do that. Okay, it's going to complain and it's going to say, well, you've given me a widget. And what we have to do is we have to do what's called a cast. So we are going to tell this, or set this variable, and we're going to say that this is, because we're sure it is because we've checked, a super advanced widget. And to do that, we can put super advanced widget in brackets in front of widget, and that basically asserts that this is a super widget and we're fine, and then we can use super widget and get superiority. Okay, and that should be a plus equals as well. So if we run that now, if we look at our two superiorities, we've got 2 and 8. Okay, so that added together is 10, so the average should be 5. If I uncomment the last bit of code out, that just checks that the count is greater than 0, because if there were no super widgets and we tried to divide by a value of 0, we'd get an exception. So as long as we've got at least 1, we can do the maths. It divides the sum by the count and we get the average and prints it out. So let's run that and check that we get the output that we expect. There we go. We've got our average superiority of super widgets, and that's working. The code I wrote looks slightly different to the code we had before. Okay, and that's because we don't actually need to put this widget into a separate variable. It's actually perfectly acceptable instead to just do the cast against our widget. So we can remove this and we can just say widget.getSuperiority. If I do the cast, okay, that alone doesn't do it because it's trying to cast the result of getSuperiority from widget as a super widget. What I want to do is to cast widget as a super advanced widget. So I need to do some extra brackets here and put a bracket there and a bracket here. and that will cast that widget as a super advanced widget. So the thing in brackets is now being treated as a super advanced widget. We can now call get superiority on it, and we'll end up with the same result that we had before. Okay, so this is a cast. Okay, we're doing casting here. I guess it's actually the cast is happening here, and then we are type checking here. So this matches any class or subclass, and this does an exact match. Disregards subclasses. Okay, so if you need an exact match of class, you can use that. If you want to know if it matches the type but could be a subclass of that, then you can use instance of. Okay, so that's an introduction to type checking and to casting.